Coach Edison, and I'm here with Tom Luke to ask him about the national debt problem because he has taken classes and he works in the financial services industry for the last 12 years. So what do you think the debt of America is going to do to America in the future?
Well, if we keep spending more than we bring in and our debt keeps growing, we're going to have to keep paying interest on that debt, and the larger that gets, the more interest we're going to owe, and it's going to mean we're going to have less money for roads and hospitals and things that we would like to use those tax dollars for, as we have to pay back the people we've borrowed money from.
Okay. What do you think the tipping point for our national debt is?
Well, right now we're getting really close to about 100% of what our gross domestic product is, and so we're kind of getting close to that tipping point right now, to where as we pay it back, we're paying as much back in interest that we're not really touching the principal, and that's why it's growing at such a fast rate.
What do you think would happen if we did reach that tipping point?
If we reach that tipping point, we're really going to need to find a way to grow our economy so that businesses are making more money, and we're going to have to be able to have them pay more in taxes so that we could get past that tipping point and pay off more of the debt and actually dig into the principal so our debt payments go down.
What has happened to other countries that have had debt like this?
Well, eventually what happens is those countries have to tax their citizens at such a high rate that they don't have anything extra to grow a business or start a business, or their people are paying such a high percentage in taxes they can't buy cars, they can't buy homes, they can't buy clothing. And so thus, because they have less to invest, it affects their entire economy, and it's just a continuous cycle of things not going very well for them.
Okay, how would not fixing the debt fix?
Reword.
Yeah. Okay.
You're doing great, by the way.
Thank you. How would not fixing debt affect my personal savings account and investments?
Okay. Well, short term, it probably doesn't. Assuming you're not having to pay a whole bunch of taxes yet, you're still able to buy clothing, you're able to do some investing if you want, and companies are still doing fine. But if tax rates continue to go up because we got to pay this national debt, and now you have less money to spend, now those businesses won't do as well, and as our economy shrinks, we're going to bring in even less revenue, and it's just going to be, it's kind of like a death spiral that we owe so much that we're just not getting anywhere, and then our economy's shrinking, and we become countries like Greece and some South American countries that have gotten themselves into a point where they may never recover.
What are some things that you think we could do to fix the debt?
I think my personal opinion would be we've got to run our country like we run our own personal lives and our own businesses. You can't spend more than you bring in. And so we really need, we've gone, I believe, 8 years without setting a budget. So our government does not have a budget. They are just flying by the seat of their pants. We have got to see what we're going to bring in, and we got to spend less than that. And then we take the difference and we pay it towards the debt. And if we do that long enough, we will eventually pay it down, and we'll be back in good shape. We have been here before. After World War II, this happened, and we were able to pay it down over the next 20 years and get ourselves in good shape. We need to do the same thing right now.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.